Good afternoon, welcome to the Everton Daily Live. It is Friday the 14th of June. It's Euros Day. It's Euro 2024 Day. I'm excited. Scotland in action against Germany tonight. Pity Nathan Patterson's injured to have our interest in that one. But I'm looking forward to the tournament kicking off, Ned, and obviously we'll be doing more of that on More Than a Game at 2 o'clock. But just very quickly, you're looking forward to the tournament?
I am very excited, man. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for watch-alongs in the studio. I can't wait to be in
They begin on Monday
pub with my friends watching the Euros. Let us know where you're watching the Euros tonight. On Friday night. Are you in your house? Are you in the pub? Will you be in the Crown in Darwin, which is where I will be with my band, straight after the Euros?
Which, let's be honest, is the reason why we haven't got a watch along on tonight. But there you go. There you go.
Man's got 2 jobs.
Man has got 2 jobs. Another potential Everton owner emerged last night. A report of another bid has gone in for Everton Football Club for Farhad Moshiri's majority shareholding. And that was made by the Vici Finance Group. So let's have a little look at these. The Vici private finance bid, which apparently has been in the pipeline for around a year. It's said to be fully funded with the cash needed by Everton and ready to go. Fresh bid, said to be backed by billionaires with cash ready to go, has now emerged among competing offers for Farhad Moshiri's approval. This is written in the Echo. The submission fronted by Vici Private Finance is understood to be fully funded. Those behind it are keen to expand on the club's heritage and the opportunity provided by the new stadium as part of a wider vision for the Blues' growth. The proposal, advised by former Everton Deputy Chairman Keith Harris, has been a year in the making. So again, Ned, we've had an official bid from Andy Bell and George Downing, backed by MSD. We've had Vach Manukian and his bid, which is backed by a member of the Saudi royal family and US investment groups and billionaires all over the gaff, apparently. And we've now had this bid by Vici Finance, private finance. MSP are also in there. They're now apparently trying to take the club over. ACAP, with Farhad Moshiri, we spoke briefly about that yesterday, I think, or the day before. They're still in the mix. John Texter wanted it, but seemingly has pulled out right now. And also, there's the Roma owner, Dan Friedkin, who's keeping an eye on the situation as well. But apparently, there's 3 solid bids that have gone in to Farhad Moshiri, and he's looking at all proposals. So, what do you make of this latest one?
I think people maybe more business savvy might have expected this at the end of 777's exclusivity period. But for me, the fact that we were so close to a takeover happening with a company with so much bad stories around them, and there was no real surety that they had the money or had the funds or had the backing from their own company. I never expected it to end, and so many parties are coming forward, and it seems like they've all got, the financial backing that they need, if not more. It's proof that they've got $1 billion in the bank and more, another 10 billion of resources. That's exactly what you want, and they're coming up with good offers. It's not just people trying to basically
blag it.
Yeah, exactly, and trying to pick from the carcass, whatever. They're actually coming forward with some good offers.
Well, reported good offers.
Apparently, yeah, from what we've heard, all equity offers. It's exactly what we want. Well, we're in a position now. We've got some debts. We are building a stadium, so that is, by the by. But no, this is exactly what we want, and they all seem to be people with a bit of experience. Like I've said, they're in it for the right thing, I hope. A couple of them, not so much. The ACAP one, I'm like, These guys seem to have a bit of experience, and it's led by, obviously, Keith Harris, who's got experience with Everton. He used to be on the board. Whether it was good or bad, at least he knows a bit about the club. He's got experience, and, the club not being ran so well, so maybe he's learned some mistakes from his time or understood what's right and what's wrong when we're in a football club. Who knows? But yeah, it's another interesting one. I don't know whether people would be so pleased with the Keith Harris side of it, the fact that he's running the party, but
he's only the advisor.
Yeah, exactly. We don't.
He's not going to be. Well, we don't know, but I know that Keith Harris grew a little bit. I'm not saying he's any good, by the way. I don't know the man, but I do know from people close to it that he grew very frustrated with Bill Kenwright and Farhad Moshiri when he was part of Everton's board. He wanted to do things. He wanted the stadium completed a bit quicker. He wanted to do different things and replace different people. One directly at the top of the football club. He didn't think they were up to standard. So I don't know whether he's good, bad and different, but I do know that obviously he was frustrated. I also do know that he was involved in bringing Amanda Staveley into Newcastle United, and they, setting that deal up, and she took it and ran with it from there. But he was involved in that. He's been involved in other takeover deals as well, of course, in the past. Big deals. I don't know whether he'd
Premier League.
In Premier League, there was 2, wasn't it? Which is why
Fulham.
No, there was. It was why Moshiri kind of, or Bill, whichever one, brought him on board in the first place to see what doors he could open.
But as deputy chairman, you don't really have much influence. Certainly when your owner's Moshiri and you're the chairman above you's Bill Kenwright, and we've seen people with more, or said more power and influence than Keith Harris, who ultimately were overruled in doing their job. So I wouldn't judge him for his experience.
No, but
Everton.
He was linked also with the Kaminskis, wasn't he? Who were trying to buy Everton 2 years ago. Had gone to him to try and put a proposal together. So I don't know whether he's a great fella or he isn't in terms of business acumen. I think he's had some big roles, so I think John Blaine might be able to explain a bit more about Keith Harris than I can. But I don't even know with this proposal whether there's any plans for him to be part of Everton Football Club again. I do know at one stage it did seem like he was going to become Everton's chairman, but obviously Bill Kenwright remained on and it didn't quite happen. I think Bill was thinking of stepping away with health issues, and I think there was a plan for Keith Harris to go in as chairman, and he would have made obviously some changes, but that was in the past and this is now. I don't know whether there's any plans for him to be even part of this. I just know by all the reports he's apparently advising this group. And this group, Paul Brown, who many of you will know, basically was grilling the 777 stuff for a year. Had mentioned a couple of times a big consortium who were interested, and he come out yesterday and said, these are the people I was talking about. Yeah. And he hasn't said that with any of the other groups that have come forward. So obviously maybe Paul has known that this was bobbling along, and he's indicated a couple of times in the last few months this is getting closer and we just need this, because Paul is an Evertonian, of course. We just need this deadline to pass, and then I'm excited by what could come next. Let's hope this is the group. Well, he said this was the group yesterday. He tweeted, didn't he? This is who I was talking about. And this group apparently was a group that excited him. I don't know what assurances he was given, but the more of these people who are real credible, the better for our football club. And then, I know we're going to discuss Jarrad Branthwaite in a bit, but the less likely we'll get these Jarrad Branthwaite moments in the future if we can get our club onto a more solid footing, that's for sure.
Well, we've had a couple of offers that make sense for the club and make sense for Moshiri in terms of financially, and this is one of those alleged offers that make a lot of sense, and they've got the financial backing. And I think in terms of what the interest is to do with the club, the fact that they're getting advice from someone who's been on the Everton board and knows the club and knows what it's about. If they didn't have real good interest or real good intentions or whatever, they wouldn't have been looking to get advice from someone who's been in the club. So I think we're getting some parties here, along with Andy Bell, George Downing, with Vach and Minukian, and with Vici, there are some consortiums that really want to do the right thing with Everton. They want to come in, restructure the debt. They want to make sure stadium move is good. Someone's saying in the comments that the sound's gone. No, it's not.
Sound's still here.
Yeah. I think we're getting some consortiums that want to do the right thing and want to take it seriously and want to get the best out of it. I don't think anyone, I've said this before, would be looking to buy a football club without the research and the backing right now, especially with where Everton are at with the debt we've got. They've got to make sure that they know exactly how to get it right, and that's what we need, because there's a lot of potential now with the new stadium to, upshift Everton and get him back where really we should be competing. And now is the best time than ever moving into a new stadium. So I think some of these consortiums we're seeing now are showing interest that they probably have, the best intentions.
I think we do accept this, but everybody will want to make money on Everton, of course. Why wouldn't you? Unless you are a multi-billionaire Evertonian who's got more money than knows what to do with it and isn't bothered, just wants to. Let's be honest, a lot of these things, and pardon this phrase, but the dick swinging competitions for a lot of these owners, because you don't really make that much money out of football unless you are at the very top, and even that is debatable. But you can make, and you can grow a brand, and you can make money from other aspects of it. And that is what these people they're all businessmen, they're wealthy businessmen. There's a reason why they are multi-billionaires, and we're sat here talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Who aren't multi-pound owners. So that's the way you have to look at it in terms of there's a business side to this. The football side, you want to be up there right alongside the business side. That's all we want as football fans. I'm going to get back to fully just talking about football and not having to worry about ownership or PSR. And of course, there'll always be. Balance sheets are important, no matter what business you're in. They are, whether we like it or not, they are. I think football's changed now. Newcastle are finding this right now. Football has changed. The Man City era of being able to just keep spending and keep spending and keep spending and keep spending with no consequence to get yourself into a really strong position and then going, we'll comply now. Them days are gone. We're evidence of this right now, because we were, even though PSR has allegedly been in place since 2014, it wasn't. The Premier League tried to put things in place. They were never going to use those rules. Inflation, everything, the allowances, everything's grown. Wages have grown in them 10 years. Everything's gone up, and yet they've kept this arbitrary number. But what I'm saying is, we started throwing money about a little bit. We didn't excessively spend, because even the summer when we spent big, and I think it was 170 million, we just got 90 odd million in for Rom. So when you actually look at it that way, we didn't. Everton's issue was big wages, players walking out for nothing, and building a stadium. We all know that. So there's no way around these parameters right now. They need to improve, and I think people will challenge them to squeeze a bit more out of them. Aston Villa are thinking of legal action right now, and rightly so. You've got to have the parameters. It'll never be open season again, ever. I just don't see it. So therefore, what has to happen is those parameters need widening a little bit, so that it isn't a closed shop, so that people don't get to the stage where they have to just get rid of the players. However, it doesn't mean that these people can't come in and turn Everton Football Club into an attractive team that can get into the Champions League, because Newcastle have proven it, Aston Villa have proven it on one-off seasons. Why can't Everton, if we get our house in order? Right now, we're a million miles from that, I get it. But, so these people with the money coming in, there has to be a game plan, there has to be a structure about it, and they have to absolutely put people in at the top of the football club with experience and with a desire and a passion to make Everton Football Club the best team in England. It has to be that. And I keep saying it, if we fall slightly short, we'll still be in a far better position than we are now. I don't want to hear people coming in going, really difficult, it's impossible. Can't with Man City, it's impossible, because Liverpool have tried it, Arsenal have had a go at them. Newcastle won't be thinking it's impossible, Villa won't be. So why should we?
Yeah, well, I think that proves the point of like everything you said there about being an Everton or being a Villa at the moment in the Premier League or just in football in general. It's not for anyone to just buy in, throw money at, and without putting research in or real interest. You've got to be willing to, risk basically put your money on the line, and you do that without a real plan or structure or know-how, and you're just going to end up losing a lot of money. And we've seen that with Mashiri. He just spent loads of money and didn't really have the structure or the ideas to get himself out of a rut. In terms of the game, I think the problem for me is not, and it's probably a bigger problem for lower league clubs, is that clubs like Man City aren't affected by this yet. So wages and transfer fees will continue to go up, and ultimately they'll just end up with all the best players and they'll be stockpiling them. And that's a problem for people like us, because we've got to put wages up to try and attract these players, and lower league clubs will, and it is destroying football clubs. And that is, for me, it's ruined the sport, because everything's just about money, business, and even really on the game, on the pitch, that's ruined by VAR and technology and poor referees. So the actual football is got away from a lot of fans now. It's hard to enjoy when you're constantly worrying about your club in a financial matter. Yeah, people like Man City, clubs like Man City are just flying. Then it is unfair, and I think something needs to be done about all of the clubs. In terms of wages are still going up, transfer fees are still going up, and there's less and less clubs that can afford them, and it's all the big clubs. So maybe something needs to be done to make it a bit fair, but ultimately it wasn't brought in to make it, these rules weren't brought in to make it fair, it was brought in to protect those clubs at the
brought in, remember, by 5 clubs. Remember that. Let's not forget that 5 clubs got together to stop. It was to stop City, really, and then anyone else breaking into their party. And it's well documented. There's the letter is out there. It was put out there a while ago. Someone got the list from Liverpool, actually, to the Premier League, saying we've got together, and that was obviously Liverpool, City, Liverpool, United, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea all got together.
2015,
2014, 2014. Something needs to be done about this to protect their cartel, as people refer to it as. So anyway, that's where it is. Hopefully Everton, hopefully Farhad Mashiri has got a good pitch. He's going to take a bit of time, we know that, but a bid like this, if it's like what it's being reported, then I think it's hugely promising. The money, they've shown the money, which is something every owner should have to do when you're coming in. Show you've got those funds immediately, and if that's the case and they have got them funds, then it'll be passed very quickly by the Premier League, I think. So fingers crossed. Last night, before I get on to 2 things, right? First and foremost, do me a favour, if you're watching this live stream and you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please subscribe. It takes a sec. My OCD winds me up. We're on 85,873. If there's 27 of you out there that haven't yet subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. Take us to 85,900. We want the 100,000. We're working towards that. That'll come. But if you can play your part very quickly by just pressing a quick subscribe, it means a lot. It would be really, really appreciated by all of us. So thank you very much if you do that. The other thing I was going to say was watch-alongs. We will be doing some watch-alongs on Toffee TV. I think mainly they'll be on More Than a Game, but the links will be there and you'll be told when they're on. But we will be doing 2 watch-alongs a day, at least 2 watch-alongs a day from Monday. So if you want to watch the footy, have the footy on and have us on in the back, it's up to you. That's what watch-alongs are all about. We'll be watching the games from in the studio. We'll have different people in with us as well, and we will just have a laugh and enjoy the football, which is great. Everton have announced a new technical partnership today, basically a new kit supplier with Custori. They've agreed a multi-year deal which will see the sportswear brand supply high-performance playing, training and travel wear from the 2024-25 season, becoming the first founding partner of the Blues' soon-to-be home Everton Stadium. The deal is thought to be worth 3 times what Everton were getting off Hummel. So well done to the commercial team. That's what we need. We need these deals to be bigger and bigger. As the official technical partner, Castore will kit out Everton's men's, women's and academy squads with home and away and third kits for what will be the club's final season at Goodison Park, and then into their state-of-the-art. I still get wound up by this capacity, I'm sorry. It's still too small at the Waterfront Arena. By joining the club's journey to the Everton Stadium, Castore has acquired founding partner status, a distinction that will give them access to enhanced commercial opportunities and media rights at Everton's new home once it opens in the summer of 2025. And Castore are also in partnerships with the England and Wales cricket teams, McLaren's Formula One and Oracle Red Bull Racing, tennis legend Andy Murray and Olympic athlete Adam Peaty. And Everton will obviously be trying to access stuff like that, won't they? You know, any kind of crossovers with those brands as well. So these are 2 lads from the Wirral. Fair play to them. I know there has been a lot of criticism about the kits and stuff. I get it. I think it's all been seen. I think it's been out there. I've had assurance, or the channel's had assurances of Everton that they have seeked assurances of Castore that the quality is better. We will wait and see, but I'm sure they'll be doing everything to ensure that the quality is better. And one thing with Everton are doing a pro kit and a replica kit, but the conversations I've had around these are, it's recommended you just buy a replica kit unless you're trying to buy the Everton kit to wear in games, because if you're going to be playing games and you want the kit, obviously the pro kit, there's a lighter badge, the material's thinner, and all of that. But if you're just buying an Everton top because you want to just have an Everton top and all that, buy the replica kit. Just buy the replica shit.
I don't mind 2 versions at all if it's the same top. It's when like they do like 2 different versions that like physically look different, like the appearance.
I don't think most of them do. Don't know. It's just
they'll have a player issue, which is easy to play in. I think Nike's the main one that do different versions, and for me that just encourages stuff like bully. Imagine you go to school,
no, that's not good.
You got the cheaper kit on, and people are going, you got the cheap kit on.
No.
But yeah, listen, I don't think this deal happens if we're not moving to the new stadium. Yeah, exactly. And this is exactly why we need a new stadium, and we'll start to see loads of deals like this. The amount of sponsorship opportunities and affiliation opportunities that will arise. I mean, you see stuff like, they've got Devante ties around the stadium now because that affiliation. Think the sponsorship deal from having your brand in Goodison Park to the brand new Bramley Moordock Stadium, whatever it will be called. So this is probably the start of some really good
new stadium
opportunities.
Is what the name is right now. Yeah. Come on.
Well, this is the good start. This is the good start of some really good opportunities, and this is exactly why we need a new stadium. So, well done to Everton for getting this over the line, and hopefully we get a few more like this. To be fair, I'm excited to see the kits.
No, but the thing about it is, right, is the Castore took a kicking. Okay, and obviously the kit stuff has got to be improved. What I'm saying is they took a kicking before we've got involved with it. So hopefully when you take a kicking like that, you have to address the issue.
Of course.
Right? And hopefully they've addressed the issue. There was a big deal made over Aston Villa trying to get out of their kit deal with Castore. But they've got an Adidas kit deal. But if you actually go and do a little bit of digging around that, one of their owners owns part of it, or is a shareholder in Adidas. So it's all, do you know what I mean? So there'll be break clauses. Everton have got break clauses in their commercial deal with Castore as well. So obviously it'll be something that's monitored. But they do make nice gear. In fact, I was in here the other day and Steve, one of the red men, had a blue Castore top on. It was lovely. And I was like, oh yeah, we had our new kit there. And he was like, what? I was like, if it had an Everton badge on with that, it would look smart, like a polo shirt. It was lovely, right? So the gear is nice. Some people like it, some people won't like it. I get it. I'm not telling everyone it's amazing, go and get it. But what I'm saying is there will be Evertonians out there who want to buy that gear. Now, if it's gear that people are happy wearing. I personally wouldn't really walk around with a big Everton badge on a Castore top.
No.
But I might walk around with a little tower or something like that on a Castore top, because I like them polos. One of my favourite polo shirts, I think, might have been by Umbro, maybe. And it was simply, do you remember? It was like a navy top, and
they had the navy one
on, but it was only little.
Yeah, but it was like a little.
But it was like stitched.
It was like a little rubber one, wasn't it?
It was like I had one that was like stitched on. It was
this
nice.
was like 13-14 season.
No, this is a bit later, but it was smart.
I remember it was a grey polo.
No,
it had the little tower on it. I mean, it had the detail in the tower.
No, but it's just a little thing. But what I'm saying is, there's an opportunity there, and I think Evertonians, if it's good, will buy it, or some will buy it, some will back it, we want it. I think Everton, and this is where the takeover stuff is massively important here. Everton need people to come in and really drag the fans together on a journey. Do you know what I mean? We need to say, look, we need every penny you can spare. Most Evertonians are giving every penny they've got anyway, travelling here, there and everywhere to watch the club. But if it's good gear as well, people are happier to part with it. I know it is. No, James, you're right. The Castore stuff is expensive. Don't get me wrong. Hopefully there'll be... well, I don't know.
Then you don't have to buy it, do you?
No,
at the end of the day, the deal is really good for Everton.
No one's saying it isn't. What they're saying is, the thing about some of the Castore deal is expensive, right? So it's one of them, isn't it? But what we're trying to say is, people will buy it, because I see lots of people wearing Castore stuff. So if that stuff is available, people are more likely to go and buy that gear that's related to Everton with it, because the stuff's nice. It can't have... And I don't think the Castore lads would do this anyway. Can't have some of the stuff you see, you just look at and go, Evertonians will not wear that. Something with Everton plastered all over. You're not. People aren't going to wear that stuff. The subtle, more subtle, the better, but it's still showing you stuff. Listen, let's wait and see, but we'll see what happens with it. Someone just said that the kit might be boss, but they'll still have stakes slapped on them. The thing about it is, right, where Everton are right now, stake pay a big amount of money to be on the front of Everton's shirt. Ideally, as we move forward, hopefully our financial position improves, hopefully the team improves, and Everton can go and get better partnerships, as in what fans want to wear. I get it. I think it's the 26-27 season, there can be no front of shirt sponsor anyway. Of a betting company.
Yeah, betting
so
companies.
Everton have got 2 years left with stake, I think. Right? So Everton have got 2 years to get the house in order financially, so they're on a better footing, and to improve, so that when they're looking for new partners for the front of shirt, we're in a better position and we can go, because there's no point Everton going, we'll be sponsored by don't know, Pepsi, for argument's sake. I'm just thinking of a company, and Pepsi say, Sam, we'll give you 6 million a year, and Everton are like, hang on, we were getting 20 million a year off stake. We can't lose 14 million a year just because people might be happy. I'm saying people would be happy with Pepsi. I'm just using them as a...
Yeah, no,
because
right.
it looked better on the shirt. It's about money now, sadly, and I know that's horrible to say, and we have to sort of go, we have to bite the bullet a little bit on this one right now. I know people don't like it. I'd actually like the stake logo reduced a bit smaller, would make it a bit better.
It's just a .com for me.
It just happens, mate. Right, and we have to suck it up, I think, sadly, because of it. Look where we are with the stake money. Imagine if we took that away.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think maybe
I get it. I understand people don't like it. I get it. I fully get it.
I think maybe this is why Kick have got their foot in the door. I think Kick would look all right there. Maybe them knowing that we can't have a stake there. Maybe it's opportunities for them.
Well, maybe in 26, 27, if they're still involved with Everton and are happy with the way it's going, they might put Kick on the front of the shirt, which would look better. It's just that the Kick platform doesn't make what the other platform does. Not. Right, we'll have to wait and see. Toffee Blue says Ireland's Castore kits have been terrible. Looking over the years for Ireland, most people won't even buy them. Well, let's just see. Let's just see what happens. listen, we've all seen the mock-ups, haven't we? And some which allegedly may or may not be the new Everton kit. The version I saw looked nice. It looked very nice. It's blue and it's got an Everton badge on it. And it's the right colour blue. That'll do me. The only thing I'd want is blue socks. I know some people love that and some people don't like
dark
it.
Blue socks for me.
Oh, the dark. Listen, if you're talking
the hospital colour ones.
If you're talking, what?
Like when you go in hospital and they give you socks, it's the same coloured navy socks as like in the 90s and 2014-15. This Amuletto
The 2014-15 is perfection.
Yeah, navy.
Like they are certainly not what you get in hospital. You get white socks in hospital.
Sometimes they give you blue ones.
Not that colour.
Blue ones.
You get white now in hospital.
I used to get
but
blue ones.
The 2014-15 Umbro kit is perfection for me.
Yeah.
Perfection. Them dark socks, Sammy Mathew, like you just said, Rom. Oh, what a kit.
It's not just that, it was the fact that we had, where you normally have white, you have like...
There was a black trim.
Yeah, it was dead nice.
But I don't mind a white. To be honest, I like the Lukaku kit in 2016-17.
Bit of yellow.
With the little bit of yellow on it. So I thought that looked smart, and that is Everton's colours. But absolutely, the kit that I saw looked sound. And listen, I know people might have to just go, you know what I mean? I'm not happy with that. With steak, I get it. I absolutely get it. But where we are right now, the money side of it is huge. And we're all sitting around going, we have to improve our commercial side and bring in this money. You have to say fair play to Everton's commercial team with this deal because it's 3 times what Hummel were giving us. And it is because of the new stadium and they're the opportunities, aren't they? Who's to say in 12 months someone doesn't go, oh my God, this stadium's going to pop. All eyes are on this. We want to be front of shirt sponsors. Everton have got break clauses in with stake. Don't forget Everton used the break clause to get out of Kazoo. They used the break clause to get out of Sport Pesa. So Everton will have break clauses in with stake. If Everton were to get, say, I've seen someone before saying Dell would be nice on the front of the shirt. Right? So imagine Dell come to Everton and went next year, we actually want to be associated with that, the new stadium, because all the interest will be there in the opening season. It's massive interest. We'll give you 25 million. Everton will go, see your stake, shake hands, bang, and get someone else on there. But right now, we've got to take what money we have. Us as a football club, if you just step back as supporters, and we've all got passionate opinions about our football club. That's why you're all here now, listening to us talk. What we need right now is the team to be better, and we need money. We're all gutted that we're having to look. I'm having to do videos about free transfers when I want to be doing videos about players we should go and buy. All of this money coming in helps with that, doesn't it? So there you go. We'll see what happens there. In terms of Jarrad Branthwaite, it is season by season, by the way. That 20 odd million. It's not a cross the kit deal. So
also poached egg. I know Stake can't pay for one of their companies to be on the front of Everton's shirt. That company can't afford to be on the front of the shirt themselves. That's corruption, isn't it? They'd be essentially paying.
What are they supposed to be paying for?
For Kick to be on the front of the shirt.
They'd have Kick to become the sponsor.
Yeah.
This is
Kick
what
has to pay for it.
Ironically, this is what Manchester City are taking the Premier League to court over. And when people were going, what, Everton are backing it? If I was Everton, I probably would back it. And if there was a couple of other clubs, I'd probably back it. I've got no issue. Imagine if Everton are taken over by... Imagine if it was George Downing and Andy Bell, for argument's sake. And we wanted Dell. We wanted the club to be sponsored by Dell. Or we wanted it to be sponsored by people who are in the consortium because they've got businesses. And you're not allowed to because the Premier League don't want you to do that. You should be able to be sponsored by whoever as long as it's fair. And what you should have to do is bring 3 bids for, say, it's the front of shirt, present 3 bids to the Premier League and go, these are all realistic valuations. This one, it might be Ned Limited is going to pay us 2 million more a year. But it's within the ballpark of all of these.
Yeah, Liverpool are getting more than that, whatever.
You still should be able to have that.
Yeah.
Not go, no, you have to go off to the workplace and look for other things. No. So that's why I think Everton and a couple of others are going, actually, you know what? We hope Man City win this. As long as it isn't, it can't be City going, well, Etihad Airlines are paying 500 million now for our front of shirt.
Well, it was like
nobody
us
can
with
get near it.
USM, isn't it? But then people would say 30 million for naming rights was ridiculous.
Yeah, but it was a 5-year partnership, 6 million a year. Is that Man United got crazy money off DHL to sponsor their Carrington? It was just because people went, I don't think Everton are worth that money. It's a Premier League football team and it's everywhere. So we'll see what happens with that one. Jarrad Branthwaite apparently has agreed personal terms with Manchester United. I mean, that to me is tapping up because Everton haven't agreed anything with Manchester United regarding his sale. So we'll have to wait and see. But it does feel inevitable now that he will move on. If I was Everton, and I'm hoping the football club do this because these are the noises that they're making, then they should stick to the valuation that they've put on Jarrad Branthwaite. And it's been put out to a lot of media outlets that Everton won 80 million. And that's been put out on purpose. That's not someone making it up. And it wouldn't surprise me if Kevin Thelwell's had a little chat with a couple of people he knows in the media, and that's where the valuation has come. Now, if Manchester United don't want to pay 80 million, there's a lot of other centre-backs out there they can go and buy. Go and buy another one.
Go get Delit.
You know, go and get Delit for what, buy him on 45 million or something, 50 million. Go and get him. Arguably, he's better than Branthwaite at the minute. So, or he's certainly perceived to be better than Jarrad Branthwaite at the moment. So go and pay that money for him. He's 3 years older, hugely experienced, plays a lot of games,
more established.
Come and get him. If you want Branthwaite, and I believe he is a generational talent. I think he's. If he carries on the way he is, he'll be England's version of what Van Dijk was for them for a few years. If he carries on, he might not. But that's the ability I think he's got. He's a tremendous defender. He's miles better than John Stones defensively. I don't think Branthwaite could play in midfield the way John Stones does. But I'm amazed. The thing I'm amazed with is how Manchester City haven't come in. Because if I was City, I'd take him. And then you'd have Guardiola, him, Ruben Diaz, all in that back four. It's incredible.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you think Man United, you just finished 8th, and then their track record of buying good players, and those said good players just end up not performing or, turning up for them. I think people would be disappointed for Branthwaite if he were to go to Man United, because they think his ceiling's much higher. But then again, if he goes to Man City, he might not play every game, might not reach his full potential. If he goes to Man United, he's the type of signing under their new regime they should be making to get back to the top and back competing. So him to Man United, I think, makes sense for United. It might make sense for him in terms of he can be one of the players that gets them back competing, back winning trophies. Well, win trophies right now, but consistently winning trophies. I say that they've just had 2 seasons winning 2 trophies, but they've been poor domestically, haven't they?
Well, they've been poor in the Premier League.
Yeah.
They've won 2 domestic trophies.
No, I mean in
the Premier League? Yeah. The league form has been
They just
poor.
had the worst finish ever.
Yeah.
So that makes sense for them. I just hope whatever happens, whether he stays or goes, it's done professionally, because tapping up is so much. There's evidence that tapping up is definitely a thing, and there's definitely nothing to try and stop it. The amount of players that get tapped up, and the club stays strong, and then the players go on strike or whatever. And I just hope that isn't the case with this, because I don't think Everton would let him go no matter what happens if he goes on strike, because they'll only offer max 50 million or whatever. I don't think they'll budge, and they'll expect him back in training and back playing. That's not good for the dressing room. It's not good for Branthwaite. But I think he's too professional to do that anyway, because he's quite a mature, young lad. But if they meet his value, then, and he wants to go, then yeah, see you later. And hopefully this time Everton make some efficient signings and use that money well, rather than just spunking up the wall and bringing crap in. That doesn't really put us in a better position than we were when he left. Do you know what I mean?
the problem Everton have got, obviously, is if there's this deadline that they've got to hit PSR by. But it doesn't sound like that's what they're saying. And I know you never overstate your card, of course. But Jarrad Branthwaite, I mean, if United have reportedly offered him 160 grand a week, well, he's in nowhere near that at Everton, or nowhere near that at Everton. Therefore, personally, for him, he's more than doubling his wage. Very much what Anthony Gordon, 100 odd grand a week, whatever he's on. Just for some clarity, I've just had it confirmed that the Castore deal is in excess of £20 million per season. It's a tremendous deal for Everton Football Club as where they are right now. And as Ned correctly said before, there wouldn't be zero chance of us getting anywhere near those numbers for Goodison Park. So that is a serious amount of money coming into Everton Football Club. So well done, the commercial team. Listen, we've been critical of Everton's commercial team not getting enough money, not extracting enough money out of partners. That is a very, very, very good deal for Everton Football Club.
And it highlights why the stadium's so important.
Stadium's massive for us. Can change the course of our future.
Yeah, absolutely.
TL, I did say the stadium's too small. Absolutely. It should have been 55,000 minimum. The very, 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 very minimum, they should have put 113 more seats in it before it opens to make it over 53,000. People might think I'm being petty. Maybe I am. But that's what it should be. So the rail seating needs to be in there to take it. And that ratio, people need to start campaigning again now with that ratio. Get that up. It's safe. It's proven to be safe, and if we can increase that ratio, then it will bump it up towards the higher 50s, which is what it should be. There's 24,000 on the waiting list or something, which tells you the demand. Anyway, back to Branthwaite, yeah. So hopefully Everton remain firm. The lad himself being offered a very lucrative deal, of course, he has by United. It is Manchester United, whether we like it or not. They're still second. They're in the top two biggest clubs in world football. They're not as a team right now, but that's where they are globally. But we stood firm once with John Stones and Chelsea. He wanted to go. He turned in a couple of horrific performances to try and get out the door. And then good on the lad. When he was staying, he got his head down and done really well. And then he got his move to Man City the year later. So hopefully Everton stick to the guns, and it's 80 million or nothing. If United can cry arse about it. We wanted Nonto last summer, and Leeds were just like, go away. Unless you're prepared. Well, Leeds were like, unless you're prepared to pay us some money, you're not getting them.
Yeah.
But they wanted 30 million for him. If Everton would have agreed a £30 million deal and a down payment of 5 or 6 million, if they would have had that, we'd have got Nonto. But we didn't get near it, and they were just like, go away. Go away. And that is what Everton have got to do. Everton have got to say to United, listen, we ain't selling them for less than 80 million. If you can't provide that money, off you pop. And we have to be firm with it. Now, I don't know Everton's accounts, and I don't know if Everton are in a position to turn down 65, 70 million. If someone said to me now, what is your gut feeling? My gut feeling is Everton will sell him at 65, 68, rising to 75 with add-ons. That's what I think. We'll end up with a £75 million deal for him, but it'll really be 65, 66, 67.
But they can account for 75.
I'm not sure with... I don't
Or
know.
not until he plays those games.
I don't know, because it's add-ons, so they'd probably have to take whatever the agreed deal is. But 65 million... See, the problem that Everton would then have as well is there's a 15% sell-on. So if Everton sold them for 65, that's £6.5 million. And then so it's around £10 million going to them. So it'd be 55 million. But that is then £55 million profit. That's a lot for us. That is a lot.
You might still only be able to spend 40 million off that.
Yeah, but even if we could only spend 30 million of it,
that might be like a couple down payments.
Right, Ned, it'd all be down payments. No one pays for players. If Everton had £30 million to spend, that is 6 £30 million players. £5 million a season.
Down payments.
It's just the problem that you've got to be careful of is you need to pay that money next summer as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you
On
need,
5
and then,
players.
and then
you've got Besso as well.
Yeah, but that's why when you're buying, see what Brighton do is Brighton have tendered to buy 5 with the intention that 2 of those 5 ain't going to be there in 2 seasons.
So they'll sell them on for higher money.
So
now.
you're never paying across that. And that's what Everton have to look at. Everton have to look. And listen, some down payments on £20 million players will be less than that. They'll be £2.5 million. Some clubs in Italy will take nothing and then 4 years of whatever. So the creativity can come about once you've got a pot of money. Do you know what I mean? So when you see headlines like West Ham are prepared to give Lopetegui £100 million this summer to reinforce his team, they ain't spending £100 million this summer. They might spend real cash £25-30 million, but it will amass in total to £100 million because it's a commitment over 4 or 5 years. Everton could quite easily spend, if Everton sold Jarrad Branthwaite, of course, could quite easily spend £70-80 million this summer. But that will be across these players' contracts to these clubs. That will be a commitment of 4 and 5 years.
Yeah.
Knowing that next summer we'd have to sell, and next summer we'd have to sell. And that's how you have to work. That's how we're going to have to work as a football club. So that's why these commercial deals are huge, isn't it? It's to create that now. Everton may turn around and go, well, what we're doing is we're piecing it together. We're getting 4 free transfers in, or 3 free transfers in. We'll spend, we can commit 25 million to players this summer, a few down payments and whatever. And you have to manage it year by year. And us as a fan base are going to have to get used to the likes of Amadou Onana coming in for 2 seasons and then leaving for a higher price. We're going to have to get used to some of that until the commercial deals go up a bit more and we start finishing higher up. That's just football now. That's the way it is.
Can you see a situation where nobody meets what we value for Onana? Onana stays and Branthwaite leaves.
I mean, I can do quite easily.
PSR
quite easily.
Leaving.
But the thing is, if everybody, if Onana does well, he'll go. And if Everton ended up selling Onana and Branthwaite, they could reshape the whole side, really. Because they'd have a big pot of money to spend. They could totally revamp the whole team. Now, realistically, I would rather us sell Amadou Onana and a couple of others, Neil Mopai, Michael Keane, those kind of players who were bit part players, than sell Jarrad Branthwaite. I'd rather Branthwaite, because I think next season Everton could get 90 to 100 million off Man City for him. Or Chelsea, if he has another great season. It's a tough one.
Those clubs might be in better positions as well.
Yeah, it's really difficult, isn't it? So, but we'll see.
See, I could see Onana at United, but they're after Joshua Zirkzee as well. And they might have to weigh up which one they want more.
No, they've got to, haven't they?
They need to sell players.
They've got to. Gavin, it was just a bit less than that for Hummel. Anyway, we'll see, won't we? We'll see what happens with it. Finally, very quickly, is Seamus Coleman, club captain, has signed a new 1-year deal. We all sort of knew that Seamus was going to stay, and it's great news, I think. He's here for the final season at Goodison Park. I think he'll probably just be a bit part player, a cover, but his ability to, every day to set the standards is huge. I know some people are not happy with it, but in general, I think most Evertonians are. Listen, we just need 7 more of you who aren't subs to sub to the channel to take us over 85.9 subs, heading towards that 100,000, of course. So if there's 7 of you that haven't subbed and are watching, just give it a little sub. Massively appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. SR, no, we certainly don't want our bit part players becoming starters. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But we can go and get players that are out there, free transfers that are out there. There's others. Go and take a few gambles on players in Europe with small down payments. Reshape the side. That's how you move forward. You don't move forward by trying to even just stand still. Because you stand still, you're going backwards. We'll see, won't we? We'll absolutely see. Where are we there? Graham, which monstrosity? The one that the Mirror leaked? Is it that one? Because that is not Everton's kit. The one that the Daily Mirror ran that story is not Everton's kit. And Elizabeth Kirkham they're going off. Elizabeth going out to Germany to watch on Monday to watch Turkey and Georgia on Tuesday. Absolutely superb.
What a game that'll be, by the way.
Jealous, absolutely jealous. Enjoy it, Eliz. Enjoy it. Steve Kelly's out there at the moment. He's excited as well, but I'm just excited to watch it all.
Where's my invite, Liz and Si?
Well, they've got tickets for each other. They've got tickets for you. Why didn't you just apply?
I thought Liz and Si were going to take me.
No, you didn't, did you? You'd have made the thing, because Liz would have gone, Ned, these tickets are like €17 or whatever they are, €50, and you'd have gone, I'm paying that. I'm not paying that. That's very expensive. I can just watch it on telly.
I am hurt.
Yeah.
Just watching on the telly.
That's what you would say, though.
I'm doing a watch-along.
I'm doing a watch-along instead. Instead. Right. We will be on More Than a Game channel at 2 p.m. Just get over there. Go and subscribe to that as well. Have we made it over the 900 before this stream finishes? No, we haven't. We're 6 short. So thanks very much for that.
That's pathetic.
There's nearly 1,000 people watching.
You lazy bunch of nitwits.
I mean, Ned, that's not really going to encourage people.
If
you want to hear more of Ned's use of the word nitwit,
that is pathetic.
Then subscribe if you want to see Ned getting worked up. Almost as if I've asked him to pay some money to buy sweets or something. Look how much of a cob on.
I got you some Mr. Kitlins yesterday.
You didn't get me them, did you?
Yeah.
You got it and opened them and went, oh, do you want
got brownies, and then I thought, Baz won't like chocolate, will he? So I got something that's not chocolate.
And how many have you eaten?
Of them Kiplings?
Of the Angel Slices?
One.
How many have I eaten?
One.
Yeah, so you've eaten the same as me. So you didn't quite get them for me. You've got them for the studio.
Yeah, I got them for you.
That's fine.
And you have to share.
Thank you. What do you mean I have to share?
Because I bought them. And I like them as well.
You opened it first. And
if you have some and I don't, I'll get jealous. And I'll be sad.
For God's sake. For God's sake. There you go. Good point by Bobby. Can't see them changing the badge as they've installed it in the changing room. It's a good point. No, the thing about it is they can still have that badge, but commercially they can just have the tower, can't they? And I think it will be, because it's the branding as well around it.
Right now, I don't see any reason to change the badge, to be honest. Right now, this season, this summer.
Okay, all right. Let's have a look. I talked a little bit more to see where the 6 people out of the 1,000 really helped us. 2 did. Listen, the ones who've been bothered to just go ahead. There you go. Cost nothing. Takes a sec. It's fair play to the lads. Thank you very much. And for the other people who did it before, for the 4 of you who are not subscribed and can't be bothered pressing that subscribe button, that's on you.
People have flat out refused it but are still watching. You're weird.
Don't insult people. You might want to. I'm just saying.
Well, they're not going to. They haven't already, then they're never going to, are they? So I just think you're weird. And that's it. And you're probably singing your
okay.
alone.
Ped will be back next week. Yes, he's on holiday. Having a nice break about time. Carpetero says I'm a new subscriber. Is right. Well in, mate. You are a top man. Listen, we'll be on More Than a Game in 5 minutes.
For you.
Let's do it. Get over there and join us over there. Let's have a chat about the Euros and anything else.
Woohoo!
Come on. Oh, one very quick bit of Everton news. We only need 2 more, so I'll break this Everton news right to you now. If 2 more of you... I mean, it's Everton related. It's not directly Everton news. But Vitaly Mykolenko will be fit to participate in the Euros.
Yes.
That is breaking
now
news.
I can't wait to watch
He had another scan on his ankle. He's fine. And that's good. And I made up for him. He's had a great season. And he can participate in Euro 2024. So I'm delighted for Miko there. I hope he has a stormer of a tournament. Right, are we over it? Because we have got to go now to make sure we're ready.
We've lost one. Jesus.
Have we?
Pathetic.
Okay, that's fine.
Pathetic.
That's fine. Not asking again. No, it's done. It's done. Right, we're going. See you later. Bye.